भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स. So today we will take the Eightfold Path. So now this Eightfold Path has been mentioned over here also. So there are two ways it has been mentioned. So I will go through this, both the things simultaneously and explain. So it's a very kind of a simple sutta, but it is giving a fundamental information about the Eightfold Path, because can be many interpretations of this. So this is from the book Samyutta Nikaya. We are using Majjhima Nikaya as the book. This is Samyutta Nikaya, and this is 45, chapter 45, and the verse is 8. Analysis. The name of this is analysis. You can say the analysis of Eightfold Path. So at Savatthi, students, I will teach you the Eightfold Path and I will analyze it for you. Listen to that and attend closely. I will speak. Yes, Venerable Sir, those students replied. The Blessed One said this. And what, students, is the Eightfold Path? The right view, the right intention, the right speech, the right action, the right livelihood, the right action, that is the efforts, right mindfulness, and right concentration. That is the Eightfold Path. So we will go through one each, but Bante Vimal Ramji also had another way of interpreting it, not right and wrong, but harmonious. What is in harmony, which is in balance with everything, which is harmonious perspective. So how you are looking at everything, that is harmonious perspective. When harmonious perspective is there, then is harmonious imaging. So then what is the image you have in your mind? That is the harmonious imaging. Then the harmonious communication comes. So what you are communicating with yourself and what you are communicating with the others. Then harmonious movement. Harmonious movement is how is your mind's attention moving from one thing to another, and our actions also, our movements also. So that is harmonious movement. Then harmonious lifestyle. He would say not a livelihood, but how you live your life completely. Livelihood would only mean how you are earning your money, but lifestyle, harmonious lifestyle. Then harmonious efforts or harmonious practice. So practice is what we say 6 hours there. So that is a practice. Then harmonious observation and harmonious collectedness. So that is been given in this booklet. So there is a Eightfold Path, and both are given, say right view and harmonious perspective. Then over here, right intention and harmonious imaging. So all these things are already been given in this booklet. And what, student, is right view? Knowing of suffering. That is the the Four Noble Truths. So that is knowledge of suffering, knowledge of the origin of suffering, knowledge of the cessation of suffering, knowledge of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. This is called right view. So one thing is important is the Four Noble Truths means the right view also has Eightfold Path in it. So the knowledge of suffering. So there is suffering. So we are not saying that everything is suffering. The Buddha says that there is suffering, but not everything is suffering. One way the Buddha is explaining is, see, if everything was suffering, then how would you distinguish? Should be pleasure for the suffering to be distinguished. So there is suffering, and there is a reason for the suffering. So what is the origin of suffering? The origin of suffering is the craving. There is a cessation of suffering. The cessation of suffering is the cessation, giving up of the craving. And there is a path leading to the cessation of suffering. And that is the Eightfold Noble Path. So Eightfold Noble Path is referenced in the Four Noble Truths, and Eightfold Path is also referencing the Four Noble Truths. They are both inter-referring. So there are many things which inter-refer, because there are works on both the things supporting each other. So that is how this happens. And one other thing which Sister Khema used to say about the Four Noble Truth is that it is a problem solving formula for everything you can use in your life. So, this is the problem. So, what is the reason, base reason for the problem? What is the solution? What is a kind of the solution to come to the cessation of that problem? And what is the path we will use? So, she says that you can use it in any kind of issues. So she used to also use it in family conflicts. So they used to call her in Sri Lanka because family dispute is there or something like that, because she was a senior also. So then she used to go and tell them about the Four Noble Truths. Say everything which is there, we will resolve in this Four Noble Truths. What is the problem? Tell me the problem, and what is the reason for this problem, and how, what is the kind of solution, and how do we reach this solution. So that is can be used universally for any kind of issues which you have in your life. And what student is right intention? So right intention is also something which is right thought. So before that it was kind of translated as right thought. So now this is also a harmonious imaging. So what is the right intention? Intention of renunciation. So that is intention of giving up. What are you giving up? You are giving up the lust, the aversion, and the delusion. That is what you are giving up. That is what is the intention. Intention of non ill will. That is metta. Intention of harmlessness. That is karuna. That is compassion. This is called right intention. So the whatever you do, the action which you do, the intention is the basic thing. Like I was explaining, what is the action of killing? So there is a living being. I have an intention to kill, and with that intention, I take an action. Because of that action, the living being dies. That is the killing of. So intention is very important. Say there was a mosquito, I wanted to brush it up. My intention was to brush it up away. I did the brushing away, but the mosquito got killed. But that is not my karma. So that can happen. That mistake. Then there is a blind monk who is there. He is doing a walking meditation. He is blind from birth. Then there are some ants which die on the path. So then the monks come and say, how can he is considered to be an arhat? How can he kill ants? And the Buddha says, no, no, he had no intention of doing it, because that is the first Dhammapada verse which is there. No, mind is chief, mind made are there. So that is what the Buddha says, that he has no mind or no intention, because he cannot see. He has never seen an ant. So how can he have an intention of killing them? So there was no kind of offense for that person. So intention we have to understand that how our all actions and all what is considered karma is based on our intentions. So when the next is, and what student is right speech? So right speech I have told a few times. It is also a part of the precepts. So those two things which are like right view and right intention is part of wisdom. This is part of right. These are the next three which are there is part of the precepts which are there, or shila. So right way of living. So what is the rights and what student is right speech? Abstinence from false speech. That is saying lies or giving false witness. Abstinence from divisive speech. Divisive speech is to split two groups. I go to him and say something, I go to you and say something, and you two fight. That is divisive speech. That is making two people fight. Abstinence from harsh speech. Harsh speech is saying four-letter words, saying words which are deliberately to hurt somebody. That is the harsh speech. You should not say those things to deliberately hurt somebody. Abstinence from ideal chatter. Ideal chatter is gossip, talking about this and that thing which is not relevant. Just time pass speech which is there. That are the speech which you have to avoid. This is called right speech. So all those four things which you are not using, then you are using the right speech. And what student is right action? Abstinence from destruction of life. That is also a precept. Not to kill. Abstinence from destruction of life. Not to kill. Abstinence from taking what is not given. So not to steal. abstinence from sexual misconduct. That is called right action. So this is mean you have to be loyal to your whatever partner is there. You have to be loyal to them and not cheat on them. So that is the precepts which are there. Then there are one more thing is, and what student is right livelihood. Here a noble disciple, having abandoned a wrong mode of livelihood, earns his living by right livelihood. This is called right livelihood. So he will not do what is wrong way of earning, but do the right way. So some other places the Buddha has said what are the right livelihood, what are the wrong livelihood. Wrong livelihood is a livelihood which is say dealing with weapons, being manufacturing or trading in the weapons, dealing in poison, dealing in slaves, dealing in say alcohol or intoxicants, dealing in livestock. So those like somebody rears chickens or something like that, that is dealing in livestock. Those things are said to be wrong livelihood. What do you think by dealing in slaves? Slaves and like humans are there who are bandhwa mazur or something like that. That kind of things should not be dealt with. Slave trading. So there was a time at that time also there were people who were there. They were indentured workers. They were there at the time of the Buddha. They were not actually owned in the time of Buddha. That has not been mentioned. So that time they did not have, but they had some contracts which was there given for a year, 5 years, 10 years. Those contracts were given. So that is something. So you should not have that. But Buddha is in another sutta says how to deal and how to keep the well fed. You should feed them well. You should give them rest, which is required, and other things he has been saying in some other sutta. So even if you have an employee, then you have to take care of the employee. So one of the things which he says to do when you have wealth is to take care of your children and wife, then take care of your parents and relatives, then you take care of your employees also, then you take care of the locality, whatever is required in the localities there, then you take care of the taxes, whatever is the king's you give to the king, then you also take care of the sannyasis or the mendicants which are there, so who want to do spiritual practice, then you take care of them also. That is how. So Buddha says that if you have an employee, you have to take care of them. These all that you just mentioned, Venerable, they are part of what? To take care of. When you are a wealthy person, so then you have to use your money, so you can take care of yourself also. Then you take care of your children and wife, extend. So one of the things about wealth the Buddha is talking about is, if you have wealth and you are not using it for your own comfort, it is like a person who has a bullock cart with a covered canopy. He is going in the sun, walking afternoon, and behind the bullock cart he is walking. He could just sit in the bullock cart and enjoy the shade. So he said that if you have money, you have to use that money for your ease also. So that is not forbidden, because you have, if you have money, then you have done some good karma. That's a reason you get the money. So that's the reason. So that is the livelihood. And what student is right effort? Here, students, a student generates desire for the non-arising of unarisen, unwholesome states. So first he says that I should not allow this thing to happen. So you stay with the object of meditation. When this comes, you don't pay attention. I am saying that the thoughts are coming. When the thoughts are coming, you don't pay attention to, just be with that. That is the desire to not kind of let them come in your mind. Here, students generate desire for the non-arising of unarisen, evil, unwholesome state. He makes an effort, arouses energy, applies his mind and strives. He generates desire for the abandoning of evil, arisen, evil, unwholesome state. So now, when you recognize your mind has gone into something unwholesome, you abandon, release that thing. He generates desire for the arising of unarisen wholesome states. So you bring up something wholesome. So you relax, smile. Smile is something wholesome, and then you go to your object of meditation, which is wholesome. He generates desire for the maintenance of arisen wholesome states, for their non-decay, increase, expansion, and fulfillment and development. He makes an effort, arouses energy, applies his mind, and strives. This is called right effort. So after he comes to the wholesome, then he ensures that he continues on the wholesome. That is, he again repeats if it is required to kind of again he goes, mind goes, then he abandons, relaxes, smiles, comes back. Again his mind goes, again he does. So this is the right effort. Maintaining. And growing to the ultimate. Ultimate is the time you are arahant. So that is till the, yeah, till the time you have to do the 6 hours. Till the time you are not become an arahant. So avoid unwholesome to come. If it comes, let it go. Bring up wholesome and increase the wholesome and maintain the wholesome. That's the right effort or harmonious practice, which we say 6 hours. And what students is right mindfulness? Here student says student dwells contemplating the body as the body. So he's just seeing the body and he's seeing the body as it is. Ardent, clearly comprehending, mindful, having removed covetousness and displeasure in regard to the world. So he's just seeing that and he's letting go of all hindrances and just seeing this body. He dwells contemplating feeling as feelings. So he is when the feelings are arising, he is just seeing those feelings as feelings. So these are the feelings when there is a contact, there is a feeling. So that feeling he is watching. The feelings are pleasant, hurtful, or painful, or neither painful nor pleasant. So that those are the feelings. Ardent, clearly comprehending, mindful, having removed covetousness and displeasure in regard to the world. He dwells contemplating mind as mind. So whatever comes in the mind, he just contemplates as mind. So when you are doing your practice, all of this is there, and he does the same thing for the mind. That is phenomena as phenomena. So phenomena is what? Phenomena is any kind of thing which is comprehensive, like mind phenomena. So that is thoughts. So thoughts are just thoughts. You are not getting involved with the thoughts. You are not taking it personally. So the fourth one is phenomena or mind objects or mind phenomena. So these are also called sankhara. Sankhara is anything which is there, which is comprehensive. So anybody has a pen? So now this is a pen. Okay. Okay. So this is a pen or this is a pen. Okay. So now we can say of this that when we say what is pen, so one of the things we used to do is can you touch the pen? So if you touch this, we say okay, you have touched the a cap. If you touch this, you have touched the body. If you touch this is the end of the thing. If you touch this, you have touched the nib. And if you touch the tube, that is a tube which you if there is you touch the ink, you have touched the ink. But can you touch the pen? Where is the pen now? Pen is because of all those things coming together, there is a pen. Pen is a concept. So when we once or twice we had asked about a concept. So this is a concept. Pen is a concept. Pen does not be there in the this thing. If you can break down this also, you can say that you are not touching anything. A quantum way also we can say. So, but all this is a concept. This is a pen which is there is a pen because of this concept which is there of a pen. Okay, over here also the same thing which is there. There are different parts which are there that makes a pen. The car, how can you touch a car? If you touch the handle of the door, you are touching the door handle. If you touch the tire, you are touching the tire. So where is the car? So that all bringing together is the sankhara which is there. Something which is being brought together, something which has been constructed. So thoughts are also like this. Thoughts are also constructed because they have some concepts. All thoughts. I was angry is a thought. I was kind of harmed, or I was kind of somebody kind of did me wrong. All these are concepts which are there. So then this also changes from person to person. Some people, if you say something to them, they don't mind. Some people, you say that you are fat, then they can be very kind of offended. When I was a teenager, somebody used to tell me fat, I was not offended, because I said, okay, I'm fat. So what is it talking about, you know? So when I realized later that they were trying to offend me, so that is individual, no? Normally the person would be angry, or they may be hurt. That's also a different reaction, but that is based on our own perception. So everything which is there is a concept which we have, and because of that, what the sister Kima used to say, nothing is happening to you; it is happening from you. So it is what is your perception about what has happened or somebody has told. That is your reaction which is happening. So from you, these reactions are arising. So that is how you have to understand the concept. So this is how you do the mindfulness. You know, that is what is there. The definition of mindfulness given by Bhante is very simple, which is remembering to observe how your mind's attention moves from one thing to another, how your attention is moving from your object of meditation to the thoughts which are coming up or the hindrances which are coming up. That is the kind of thing. So, and what students is right collectedness or concentration. Here, students secluded from sensual pleasure, secluded from unwholesome states. A student enters and dwells in the first jhana. So, we have gone through jhanas couple of times, which is accomplished by thinking and examining thoughts with joy, a happiness born of seclusion. With the subsiding of thinking and examining thought, he enters and dwells in the second jhana, which has internal confidence and unification of mind, is without thinking and examining thought, and has joy and happiness born of concentration. With the fading away as well of joy, he dwells equanimous and mindful and clearly comprehending. He experiences happiness with the body. He enters and dwells in the third jhana, of which the noble ones declare he is equanimous, mindful, one who dwells happily, with the abandoning of pleasure and pain, with the previous passing away of joy and displeasure. He enters and dwells into the fourth jhana, which is neither painful nor pleasant, and includes the purification of mindfulness by equanimity. This is called right concentration. So now this is the eightfold paths which is there. Now one other way of looking at eightfold path the Buddha is giving is that if one is developed, the other is automatically developed. So say if you have the right view or the harmonious perspective, okay, then what happens is, then the right intention which is there is automatically, because you are seeing it with a perspective or the view is there, then the right image which is there, harmonious images is there, that is generated. So if you are having the right view, right perspective which is there is generated, or right intention is generated, or right thoughts. If you have right thoughts, then right speech is there, or harmonious communication. Okay, so if you have harmonious imaging, then the communication will be as per your image. So if you have a happy image, then your happy speech will come. If you have sad image, then you have sad speech. So that's how it is there. If you have a intention of happiness, then speech will be happy. If you have intention of sadness, then the speech will be sad. So that is linked. It will automatically happen. So if the speech is kind of harmonious, or the communication is harmonious, then what would happen is the next step which is there, the actions which are there, right actions or harmonious movement, that comes into being. So if you have the right lens, then what happens is right thoughts will come. When the right thoughts or intentions are there, then right speech is coming. When right speech is there, then the right actions is there. So that right actions if is there, then you go into a harmonious lifestyle or right livelihood. So your life, whatever you are doing, will be in a harmony. Now when that is there, then the your practice which is there, or efforts which you are making, will be also in harmony. So you will be in harmonious practice. When you are in harmonious practice, you will have harmonious observation. which is observation of the kind of body, of the feeling, of the mind, and mind objects. That as the observation which is there, or right mindfulness is there. When that is there, then your mind will automatically go into collectedness, harmonious collectedness, or right concentration. So your all of these are linked. So right view will lead to right intention. Right intention will lead to right speech. Right speech will lead to right actions, or right whatever your movement is there. Right actions. When right actions is there, right livelihood will be there. When right livelihood is there, right efforts are there. Right efforts are there. Right mindfulness is there. When right mindfulness is there, right concentration comes. In the same way, harmonious, I will tell. If there is a harmonious perspective, then harmonious imaging. So, what image you keep in your mind, that would be there. Harmonious imaging. When harmonious imaging is there, harmonious communication is there. When harmonious communication is there, harmonious movement is there. When harmonious movement is there, harmonious lifestyle. When harmonious lifestyle is there, harmonious practice. When harmonious practice is there, harmonious observation. When harmonious observation is there, harmonious collectedness comes. So if you do one thing correctly, all the rest of the things will be in line. So automatically, even if you don't have intention, that will come, the Buddha is saying. So all of these are linked. So when you are seeing that this is a path for working, so when you are doing anything, all your actions which are there is covered. So the three aspects which are there of Sila is there, which is harmonious speech is there, harmonious kind of action is there, and then the harmonious lifestyle. All of these are of Sila, how to live. Then Samadhi, Sila Samadhi is there. Samadhi is the last three, which is harmonious kind of efforts, harmonious mindfulness, and harmonious concentration, or harmonious collectedness, which is there. These three which are there are for the your kind of samadhi, your mind being. Then the panya which is there, or the wisdom which is there, is harmonious perspective and harmonious imaging, or right view and right intention. Those things are coming into wisdom. So the whole path is also into the eightfold path. So there is also the sila samadhi panya which is there, which is the path which is given by the Buddha. And then there is one other way the Buddha is teaching is also do good, okay, and avoid bad things, and develop your mind. That is, doing good is all the generosity which is there. So generosity is to give by mind, like we do a practice of generosity. We are sharing what is there, our feeling, what is there in the mind, with what is there with speech. You encourage others, you say good words to others, and then with our bodily actions also you do good. That is doing good. Avoiding bad is, if you see, precepts are always don't kill, don't steal, don't kind of do the sexual misconduct, don't kind of use bad speech, and don't have intoxicants. That is don't. So avoid bad and develop your mind. Develop your mind is to do the meditation. So that's a simplest way of kind of giving the whole of the teaching of the Buddha in a simple manner. So that is how the practice works. So if you do the practice, then all of those things will come in harmony. And these are the eightfold path which is there is a kind of the foundation of all kind of actions which we are doing in life, because it comes, speech also comes over here, our bodily actions also comes, and our kind of mental actions also are there over here, which is thinking. So that how, what are the kind of perspectives there, that is how we will have intention or thoughts, and that is how we will speak. So all of those things which are there is incorporated in this, and lifestyle and livelihood which is there incorporates whatever you are doing in physical this thing, our life. So all of the life which is there, from thinking, speech and actions, are covered with the eightfold path. So if you take the eightfold path, it is kind of a roadmap of how to live life. Any questions are there? Sankharas are a very kind of a long, big subject, but we kind of use it very practically as something which is generated. So anything which is generated. So Bante says about the concept. Okay. So now the Bante is talking about concept because we kind of take everything to be too real. So what thoughts come, what our emotions are there, our feelings are there. We take it too real. We take it very personally. When we are taking those things very personally, then what happens is we kind of are uh, governed by them. But when we are taking them as impersonal, as concepts, then we can challenge them and not be kind of governed by what is arising. Because what arises in our mind is through the past. Whatever has happened in the past comes and now comes in the present. Now if we use 6R and we use the attention on the wholesome as our kind of basic way of being, then what happens is we don't kind of accept what is there from the past. We discard that. And then our future will look similar to what we have put our attention, which is on the wholesome, which is on metta, karuna, mudita, upekha. That is what we have put our attention on. Loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity. That is what we are putting our attention on. That is what will come up in the past, in the future, sorry. So in the future, what will happen is you will be disassociating yourself from the past. That is how you are getting away from your old karmic energy. All old karmic energy which is there, you are not feeding it now, not taking it. So that is how you see them as concepts, as sankharas which are there coming up. And when you see them as just concepts and a kind of past kind of makings or past collections, then you can let them go. They are also called fabrications in one of the translations. So they are just fabricated. If they are just fabricated, then you don't have to take them seriously. You can let them go and keep your attention on some things which are also fabricated, but they are wholesome. They are useful. Metta is also something fabricated. Karuna, mudita, upekha, all are fabricated things, but they are wholesome. So where you keep with your wholesome, that is general principles. Stay with these general principles and discard what is coming up in the past. So your future will be in line. We will clear our past karma in that sense, because we are not habitual triggers. We are not letting our habitual triggers dictate us, but we are dictating our current kind of attention by knowing how to bring the attention with 6 R's. And if something comes, how to kind of let that go. And if something comes and our attention is there on what is needed, then not to pay attention also, then let that go. Let whatever thought has come, don't pay attention to all the thoughts. Don't have to 6R all the thoughts, because if you do that also, you're putting too much energy. So just maybe be able to relax. Just being able to relax can kind of make a lot of difference. So you have to just kind of see what is arising as concepts, letting it go and continue with them. If we just want to put one definition for concepts now, just like you explained the 10 actually went very well in mm-hmm. So if I want to explain or define concept, it will also be something which is looks like it is there but not. It has been defined. It is defined something which is defined or given a meaning, something which has been given a meaning. So a dot is there, say we give a meaning to the dot, full stop, and that becomes full stop. Then that is then you know what is when it is at the end of the sentence, we know this end sentence is over, but that meaning has been defined by us. Can you explain the concept of mind? That is your question. Concept of mind. What are the formations of mind? I just want to know the meaning of concept as a word, because now we have heard about parts of it, like the fabricate part and then what you, what is named? We are giving it that definition. Definition is that is given by us, which may be So what is the true and not true is not the our aim. What is useful and what is not useful, that is our aim. That is the reason we say, what is it useful for us now? This, it is not useful, we can let go. Say anger comes up, was the anger useful? But sometimes anger may be useful. Like Buddha is explaining once that a child is going towards a fire. Now you cannot say, "Oh, baby, baby, don't go," and I should use metta. At that time, you will say, "No, stop." Or baby kind of swallow something. What you do is you will put your finger. That would be very hurtful for the baby. But you take out the obstruction. So you will be uh, harsh with the baby at that point of time, or kind of uh, 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 pat on the back so that something which has been swallowed can come out. So that time that is required. So you use what is required in the sense which is there. One story is about Ajahn Chah. He was a great teacher in Thailand. So once he was kind of directing his construction. They do a lot of construction. So he was doing, I think, construction on his own kind of chaitya. So something which he was making for himself. So he was just ordering around this thing, village people. Village people like to be ordered around because they feel their kind of familiarity. He was called a grandfather by them, you know. Lompur is a name which is given, so that is called as a grandfather. So now there are two young English means Western monks were there in the back. They were like surprised that how is he's such an enlightened guru, but how is this enlightened guru just shouting at people? Then they this it came in the they did not say, and he did not also know English, but he understood. He kind of felt that he was very kind of sensitive person. He felt that something is there wrong. He went. He looked back and he said like this. He said, "Nothing is there in my heart." He don't know English, but he know kind of the emotions. So immediately he turned around and said, "There is nothing in the heart. In my heart, there is nothing." So that is how which is there. So you can use emotions which are there, but is it useful? But most of the time, anger is not useful. Buddha also says that you kill the anger. That is a very strong word. The Buddha is not using words very lightly. So he said, "I because the anger is an emotion which has caused more harm than any other emotion in the world." So, but certain times you use the anger also, because like a child going towards the fire is given. So that is how you have to be useful or not in the present moment.
But the naming is the same thing as या फिर perception create.
Perception.
This is that, so we have named it as concept. We only have named it.
Correct.
And if we wouldn't name it, it wouldn't exist.
Correct. Correct. So that is the perception. Perception has history in it, because there is perception has all the history of your previous lifetimes, or the this life also, the where you don't have memory also, that from period whatever is there, that is there in the perception. There is one very good story about there was a Native American tribe were there. They will go on the beach and pray to the ocean. So the Columbus's ships were coming. So they did not see the Columbus's ship because they did not have any concept of ships. So in the ocean, there is any vehicle. They don't have a concept of that. So they did not see the ships only. So they used to go every day. And then one of the this priest shaman was there. He said that I see the waves are not correct. So because they know the waves, they were fishermen. They were know, but they did not know that vehicles are there that can travel that much and this big. That the concept. So they are not able to see the ship only. And then they said that this is waves are not right. Then something must be making the waves. Then they saw very clearly, and then they could see the ships. You know, the ships are coming. So one of the things is in our household also we see we are searching for say keys or something like that. We search and we say, or then somebody else will come and say, "Arey, yahan hi to hai. This is over here." Because on sofa keys is not our concept. So if the sofa, the keys was there, we are not able. We went and saw, but we are not seeing the keys. That is because we have no concept of keys and sofa, and that because we are seeing that it will be there on this, or it will be there on the table, or it will be there on the dressing table. But we are not having concept of sofa. So when we look also, we are not seeing the keys, and somebody else comes and say, "Oh, this keys is out here." So that is happening, no, with us. That's something we are searching, and somebody comes and, "Oh, it is over here." That is because our perception, in that perception, this is not there. And for other who is coming, like child, if they give a drawing to the child and say what is wrong, they will say what is wrong in the painting. But if you ask a teenager or a adult, they will not be able to say, because the child does not have that this thing. He knows what is there in this, and he sees it in different. No kind of concepts are kind of clouding him, and then he kind of like a bus is there, so there is a sign which is there of stopping. So that is given on the wrong side, and given to the they show the small children, kindergarten children. You say, okay, this is on the wrong side, but adults are not able to spot it, because for them bus is important. Bus what is there is important for kindergarten. But now as an adult, the bus is not important. That is not in their concept or conception. So they, what is wrong with the bus, they cannot point out. So that is how perception works. So whatever is there in the current perception is always clouding what is there. So one of those in the Baha'is also, they had one cartoon which I remember when I was a very small kid. They used to kind of give those things. There was three people who, one had a the glasses which was a square. One had a glasses which was rectangle. One had a glasses which was triangle, and the object was there. And then the square one was saying it is square. The rectangle one was saying it is rectangle. The one other who was saying it is a triangle. So that was a fight which was happening. So because everybody had a lens. So if a green lens person says it is a green, and yellow will say yellow, and they will fight. But that perception is what we are not understanding. That we are perceiving this in a different manner, and that's we have to kind of give that space.
Say there is this personal only this question is, but it has happened with me that sometimes after deep meditation, I have actually forgotten so many things, and the family members are thinking, "You must be joking. How could you forget? This thing has to be done this way. Now come off it. You are making up a story." Is it actually real? Because
I am not sure about that, but certain things will change in the.
that's disappeared from me. I don't recollect anything like this. And then I'm blank at that one moment. I take a moment to think, has it been with me before? Then something tells me yes. So is this something wrong? Or is this that is happening?
That is
Or is it
sometimes.
normal in the process?
Maybe I have not heard about this kind of phenomena, but it may be because the importance you are giving to that. Later, you had let go of that importance, and thus it is not easily recalled. But you could recall after somebody
Yes, and
mentioned.
I give myself a moment. I say, now just give me a moment, please. I take moment from them. I go back into memory and I say, yes, this I used to do like this. Today I have done this like this. So then earlier I thought I needed to go and see the doctor, but I met another meditator who was much senior to me in practice one day in the bus,
Mhm.
and I just asked her. I said, I'm going to see her. Nothing like this. It happens to everybody. We forget names, we forget concepts, we forget things over time. But
that
then
is
what I
that is a
start,
normal thing for every human being. Forgetting, forgetfulness, all these things are a normal things. They say there is nothing wrong with that. Certain times you forget certain things, or some recipes or something like that. Memory is a very kind of a fickle thing. We think memory is like a record. It is not like a record. It is kind of a reference. So we that's the reason we kind of remember things wrongly, and we can have generate false memories, because the therapy people can create a lot of false memories, and that has been a big problem in Western kind of places where they have created false memories and false accusations have happened and all these things. So memory is very fickle, and we think that and certain things are also our memory edits the past. So one of those things, interesting phenomena was that I was speaking to a monk when I was staying in Wat Phanang in Thailand. So I was saying, the monk said that your mind has a editor. If you have a negative view, then you all remember negative things. If you have a positive view, then everything you remember is positive. So I remembered when I was working with Citibank. So we used to go to kind of company picnics and company outings. So there was a 3 day picnic or outing in Goa. They kind of went to a five-star hotel and all those things, and then we took our bikes and went. And there was some local people and everything. Then I said that okay, I remember it as a kind of very happy kind of thing. So I'll just sit in meditation and look at it as it is. Those things which are there, which are kind of negative, say, or which kind of offended me, or this thing. Then I saw there are so many things which was there, which was kind of painful in that experience. Like going to the bus, the seat which I had got, they had a Volvo this thing, but I had the front seat, and I did not have the kind of relaxing. So it was a very, and then it was he was going very fast, so I did not get a lot of sleep. Then there was many things which are there, small incidents which are there, people kind of being mean, and kind of this politics are there in the this thing also. So there is a lot of things I saw. Then I said, oh, I was not. I edited out all those things because if you go for this, we have to present to the world as, oh, what a wonderful thing. I went to a five-star hotel. He had a private beach and everything also, and they had done us water sports, all these things. So we have to, in the sense, present, because we are pressurized by society to say that how can I say all those things which are painful when this was a kind of a experience, because I have to present it in a way which is kind of very happy and joyous, and kind of so that was a pressure which was there, but it was a mix up of some good things and some bad things. But when we are remembering it, we edit it out. And then I kind of deliberately went and saw many of the incidences in my life. Some incidents which are painful were not that painful. Some incidents which are considered to be very kind of joyous were not so joyous. So that is what happens with our memory. So memories are not perfect records. They are reference points. There is also one of the things about painful memories is you have to go and see what are the very minute details, like what was the lamp over there, what was the table like, what was the color of the you will not be able to kind of remember very this thing. So that memory which was painful can also be a generation of our own mind, because that is how we perceived it. So many of the things you will not be able to kind of remember, recall, or you will make up. You say, what was the table? Then there is in the memory there will be a table, and you ask, or you have a photo of that thing, and you see there was no table over there.
I comprehend both the things, but we can edit that painful memories by 6 hours.
Why 6 hours? One of the things immediate is you go through, ask, you say the details. What was the kind of the cloth which was there? What was the kind of the seam which was there? What was the button color? So that is something which, when you see that, then you will see that it is just a kind of a not a very solid thing. When this is look like a very solid thing, then it becomes very real, and we become very emotional about that. And when if you see these are things which are porous, mind kind of has kind of held on to certain things, then it becomes too much for us to kind of. That time you have to see those things which are there, and that can have. So certain times some thoughts are also there, which are very kind of fearful, or hurting, then you should just ask for the specific. That also kind of can make that into this thing. So pain also, physical pain also, you can ask where is the exact pain which is there. So if you see, there is no exact point of pain. Pain kind of comes and goes, and the general area is there of pain. But there is no exact point of pain. Pain also kind of can go mild, can go intense, and go medium. There is a lot of things which are, and then it moves around also. So certain times we say, "Oh, I have deep pain," which is very. Then you can just watch it for the exactness of it. Then if you see the exact, there will not be any exactness in the pain. So that is one of. Yeah, we can do that. Not like a way of meditation. And for meditation, Bante used to say that should not a very good way of meditation. He used to say that you have to let the pain be. Six are the our pull to that, our mental pull, which is that you have to relax. And then one of the things, one of the our teachers is there. He does his own yoga thing also. So then he says that you can relax around the pain. So if the pain is over here, then you periphery of the pain, you just relax around the pain. Banda is to say relax around the mental pull, because there is a mental fist which is made. So then you relax that mental fist and let that pain be. Don't pay attention. That attention is feeding it. But one other, there is, I think, Mahasi. They have this, and I think Goenka thing also. They say, look at the pain. Where is the pain is there? Where is the solid part of the pain? Where is the, this thing of the pain? But that is not our way. But I'm saying this is also one way of looking at the concept of pain. So those things which are there, those are a kind of very solid, we think, but they are not solid. So memory also, we think, which is very solid, but memories are not solid. They are just reference points.
If we say our physical body is a combination of four elements, like the mind is a combination of memories.
No, name and body. So that is mind exists. So mind has certain components of it. So those are like perception is there, feeling is there. Uh, So I don't remember the full list, but it has been given in the dependent origination. Over there, you'll see that what are the things which are related to mind, what is related to four elements is there. Certain times it is mentioned as five. We also put space in that. Sometimes six. We put consciousness also in that. So this can be elements. There can be four, five, six. Different way it has been kind of explained. So over here in dependent origination, you'll see the components which are there. So dependent origination will go. There is a bigger sutta which is there, independent origination. So so over here they say contact, feeling, craving, clinging, habitual tendency, birth of action. No, sorry. These are the mental sense, which are the mentality nama, no? So contact, feeling, craving, clinging, habitual tendency, birth of action, and aging and death links. So I think it is mostly is contact, feeling, craving, and clinging.
Okay.
Those are the mental phenomena which is there. So we'll I'll give it tomorrow, because I think that dependent origination in detail we will take. It is a little longer sutta, but it has a lot of repetitions. So I'll try and kind of remove the repetition, and we'll try and take it in a shorter manner, because there are other suttas also which are long, but they have a lot of information. You don't have to kind of understand everything, but just kind of absorb whatever you can absorb.
Contact, feeling, craving, clinging, and perception.
That's it. One thing about consciousness and this nama rupa which is there is they are also linked because mind consciousness has to have the mind or mind and body or mind has to be there when for the mind to be there there should be consciousness. So they are also interlinked, like they are interdependent. So one is dependent on the other, so they are self-referential. So consciousness cannot remain in kind of limbo. Like for that, a kind of sense organ has to be there. The mind has to be there, or eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind. That has to be there. So it can mind can be in a mind state, which is when you are doing arupa. There is no sense of body, but the mind is functioning. And then if you at one point of time you have not gone beyond the arupa state of understanding, then when you pass away you go to the arupa loka. In that there is only mind is there is no body. As a reason, there you cannot do practice. The mind is there in the fixed state, so you cannot do any kind of practice till the time you are in devaloka. You can still do the practice of the Buddha's teaching. So the Buddha says that if you do this practice, then you don't go to those spaces. You go to kind of devalokas where you can still practice and complete your practice. So if you have kind of in a good understanding of any of the jhanas, as with using 6 hours, there is a jhana which you can reach with one pointed concentration. That is a different path. But if you reach there with the teaching of the Buddha with 6 hours, then you will be going into that Deva realm, and then there you develop your mind, and that can reach till the Nibbana.
Is it possible in this Bhakti?
It is possible. It is also possible in 7 days. So after one of the suttas and other suttas also said it may take if you do it for 7 years, let you know 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1, and then going in 1 month, even 1 month, 15 days, 15 days, even 7 days. If you do it, you can attain.
Depends upon the purity of the mind.
Yeah, that is habitual tendencies which are there.
Stockfulness of the previous karma,
Karma,
sankharas.
Sankharas, the kind of hold on us. Practice is there, but you have to also see what is you are carrying. So that is what the dust in the eyes, Buddha also, said. When Buddha became awakened, he said, "Oh, the people have too much dust in their eyes." Then Brahma Sahanpati came and said that there are people who don't have that much dust in their eyes. They will understand. So the Buddha looked at around the world and said, "Okay, there are many people who are there who can understand. Then I will teach." So it depends on how much dust we have in our eyes.
And then the pragya comes up, Nadanteji, that is a beautiful time because then it helps you discern so much clearly. You understand yourself also, your misgivings, your misconceptions so easily. It's a very powerful practice. We must thank Buddhaji also, Banteji also, and you also for putting us on the right track whenever we get misled.
Yes.
Is it possible of any higher beings in this earth to help the meditators?
So there are suttas where the higher being comes, but they come as an encouragement. Like there is in Samyutta Nikaya, there is one instance where there is a monk who goes after meal. There is a pond is there. There is lotus flowers there. He goes after the meal to kind of take the smell of the flower. So there is a relative of him of this person who is now a deva. He sees this and then they goes and says that. This is a wrong thing which you are doing. You are also having attachment to the smells. You should not have attachment to any of the senses. So why are you having attachment to the smell? So then he practices in that manner. Then there is one Bahya who is thinking he is an Arahant because he lives very pious life and he is a very good meditator also. So he is almost perfect. He is in his 90s. So then he's thinking he's an arahant. So one of the devas reads his mind, which is also his relative in the past. So he comes and says that you are not an arahant. There is an arahant over there. Go and kind of gain understanding from him. So there is that instance is there. Then there is one other also instance where the deva comes. So there are few instances where the deva. But there is one. The monk, the deva comes to a monk and says that, do you know the one extant night? There's a sutta over here, which is repeated three times, different times. So one of those, he said, no, I don't know. He said, go and read, learn that, because that is a very kind of very important sutta. You learn from that. So he goes and learns from the Buddha. So that is there. There are many instances where the kind of other beings will come because they are, huh, to kind of give encouragement or encourage them to grow, because then there are many instances where they have the devas come and talk to the Buddha also and learn from the Buddha and go, or they kind of have some understanding, they come for clarification. They come and say that this is my understanding. The Buddha says, no, this is wrong, this is the full understanding. Or the Buddha says, you are right, this is correct understanding, something like that. So there are many instances which are there in Samhita. There are hundreds of instances where devas are mentioned. I also used to not believe in deva because I came from a very rationalist kind of objectivist thing. I used to follow Ayn Rand. So I was an atheist at one point of time in my life. So then all these things was difficult for me to kind of comprehend. But I saw that this is happening many times. It is not something which has been polluted or something like that. Somehow they say, oh, this has been polluted by Brahmins and everything. This much amount is not possible because this has been spread in many places. Like there is so many suttas are kind of on a stone in Burma, and then they were also kind of preserved in leaves in Sri Lanka, and some of them have gone to China as agamas, and there they have been preserved. So now they are bringing everything and cross-referencing also. So there is not much of a difference which is coming. There are some differences, but we can say 80% at least they are in robust, and that is enough. And if there is anything which is out of the way, then Buddha has himself said that discard what is said multiple times. That is only you have to say. So there is hundreds of times impermanence, dukkha, and anatta has been taken. Hundreds and thousands of times that has been mentioned. So we are going through that thing also, and the practice of anapanasati and all these things, relaxed step has been mentioned many times. So relaxed step is also, so what we are teaching is not something very unique or only one sutta which is there. It is, these things are there in many suttas. Whatever I am suttas also we are taking, that concept has been. So I took sutta number 19. And sutta number 20 is also saying the same things, but they are saying some other things also. So this is always whatever information is given has been mentioned in other suttas also. So that is the kind of the mark. If somewhere one sutta has been said, you can easily disregard that. Sometimes, oh no, sutta, but this is not dogmatic religion. Okay, Buddha has said this is there will not be any female rulers. But that is one sutta which is there referring, and that is also not from the Nikayas. There is some other collections which are there. So we can just disregard them. And then they say, "Oh no, this is wrong." Okay, this is wrong. What is the point of that? Let it be in the side. It is because that is not repeated. There is not kind of 10 times that has been mentioned. So just certain people kind of try to be very kind of dogmatic about it. That, oh, this has been said by the Buddha, but that is not the thing. What this has been said, we have to believe. That is not the thing. The Buddha says practice and see if it kind of helps you kind of change your mind and be on the line. If it is there, then you continue with that. So it is not that if it is written, then we have to kind of believe or something like that. Buddha himself in one of the suttas, as I mentioned, asked that do you kind of believe me? So he said, as far as the reflective is there, I believe, but I will kind of practice and then I will kind of see for myself. But Buddha said that is the right. So one level of believing is using your logic, but logic has limitations. So then you practice and see for yourself. If you see for yourself and feel this is correct, only then that is correct. So that is what the Buddha's teaching is there. We have to go through our own experience and see. Okay.
How can we cultivate more interest towards meditation?
See, if you the Buddha says that unless you gain something which is superior, you will not let go of what is inferior. Like I had given you an example of somebody finds the cotton, then he takes the cotton, but then he finds copper, then he gives up cotton and kind of takes copper. It is easy for somebody to kind of give up kind of cotton for copper because that has more value. So that is when you gain more benefit from the meditation. That is how you will become more interested in that. If you gain more kind of calmness, you gain more kind of balance from the meditation, then you will be saying, okay, I now need to do more meditation. Till you don't get something superior, something inferior, you will not be able to describe. So you have to do more and in a proper manner. Okay. So any other question?
Yesterday, when in yesterday's discourse, when you were talking about the blameless monk, when you give dana to the monk, and there is some word blameless.
Blameless.
In that, I was thinking all right, because how the context of the word blameless was it the monk who has to be non-blaming towards the giver who gives him dana, or
No, so blameless means that when you take dana, you do the what is required with the dana. So, like not to misuse the dana and to kind of use your time for the practice. That is what being blameless is.
okay, so you have to respect what has been given and utilize it in the best way that you can.
Correct.
So making it, giving it significance, like
Correct.
that is the word blamelessness standing for.
Correct. One other way, I'll tell you about something which is how the merits are fulfilled also. That is talked about by the Buddha. So it can be fulfilled by the giver. If the giver gives it with a kind of a pure mind, then that the merit he is earning, the giver earns. So like Buddha gives an example that in the future there will be some people who will be just wearing the orange kind of scarf, doing kind of farming, having wife and kids, but they will call themselves monks. But if somebody goes with the kind of intention of giving it to the Sangha and gives them a gift, then what happens is the giver will gain the merit which is assigned to giving for the Sangha. So it can be fulfilled by the giver. It can also be fulfilled by the receiver. So, like there is a story about one person who had excess food for his kind of, he was a contractor, he had workers working, had some food for the workers. Some monk come. So he gives him some food. So now that monk who was come was a Pacheka Buddha. That time the Buddha had himself come, Pacheka Buddha, and he had taken the food and gone. After he takes the food, he has his mind saying that I should not have given, I should have given extra to my people. So there was two things. He did a good thing and he had a bad thought also. So in the next 12 lifetimes, he was born as the richest person in the kingdom because he had given to the, so it was fulfilled by the receiver because he gave to a Pacheka Buddha that has a lot of merit. So I remember 12, but maybe the numbers are not important. But he would become a richest person in the kingdom. But when he died, he did not have any heirs to give that property. That heir would, all the property would go to the king. So then that thought that I should not have, his thought of taking it back. That's the reason all his property was taken back. But he was born 12 times as the richest man in the kingdom. Just so the receiver. Then there is by receiver and the giver. The giver gives it with a pure mind. Receiver also receives it with a pure mind. That is the it has been fulfilled by both. And then there is a transaction where there is no merit. That is, if a arahant gives to an arahant, there is no merit. Because arahant does not require any merit. So when an arahant is giving to an arahant, there is no merit. So that there are the different ways of fulfilling of the kind of the gift. So that is different ways which are there. Okay. Anything else? Okay. So we'll share the merits. May suffering once be suffering free, and the fear struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensations.